Hi, I'm Bob Ostrom, and this is another free art lesson. Today we're going to talk about drawing hands. Hands are not really as complicated as some people might think. What you really need to do when you're drawing hands is to sort of simplify them down into basic shapes. So let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and draw one out real quick here for us. Okay, fingers here like this. There's our thumb. Okay. Now the nice thing about drawing hands is you've always got a model or two right here in front of you, right? So if you're having trouble, take a look at your hands when you draw them. Okay, and I'm just sort of roughing this out a little bit here. Okay. So we put this in here. Now the trick with hands is that if you look at your palm, you've got three basic shapes here. You've got your thumb here. These are this heel part of your hand here, and this piece right here. So let's take a look at where those are going to land right here. So here's this guy right here. You'll notice I have pencil all over my hands today. So we got this right here. Okay, here's the thumb part right here, and then here's the heel of our hand right here. Okay, if we get those positioned correctly, we get the basic idea of our hands. Okay, now we're going to work into our fingers right here like this. And you'll notice that obviously our fingers are not the same length. This is our tallest. These two are pretty close to the same size, and this is a short one here. So I tend to kind of group these two together a little bit. All right, so let's take a look at a hand that I've drawn here. Okay, we can see what's going on here, and I want to show you how the hand bends. So let me take a marker here, and I'm going to just put some dotted lines where we bend, okay? If you look at your palm, you see where you have the creases. That shows us where the bends are. So we've got one right here like this, one across here like this, here like that, okay? And then you've got your finger joints, okay? So there's one here, like this, and like that, okay? And then on your thumb, you've got one here and one here. Okay, so the idea is that these don't really line up exactly. Sometimes we have a little bit of trouble when we're drawing a hand. It ends up looking like almost like a block of wood, right? If we drew all the knuckles and all the fingers the same length, we wind up with something looking like that, right? Okay, so that's not what we want. Let's take a look at the other side of the hand. Okay, I've gone ahead and drawn this here. We're going to draw, let me do it with a darker pen here. We're going to draw in where our knuckles are. Okay, and again, this is going to tell us where the bend in our hand is. Okay, so picture these as bones in here. Okay, and you'll note that this part of your hand does not actually bend. It'll roll in a little bit on itself, but it doesn't bend. It stays flat. Even when you make a fist, this part of your hand is flat. So let's practice a few hands here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and just start drawing a couple here. So I like to start by drawing the palm of my hand. I'm going to go ahead and put in a couple of fingers like this. Okay, and we come down, kind of roughen our thumb here. Okay, remember how I showed you the two bottom parts of the hand there? And here's the top part of the hand here. Okay, so we go ahead and put this guy in there. Sometimes they come a little easier than others. Sometimes you really got to struggle for them. But if we remember the basic form of the hand, you'll always get it right. So notice that we've got the fingers here. This is this ridge right here across the fingers, and right here. So when I'm doing a cartoon, let me get my pen out here. Generally, I don't draw all the lines in the hand, okay? These are the two I focus on right here like this. In cartooning, the trick is to keep it simple. Don't overdraw your hand. Okay, see what's going on here? So you note that I left a lot of these lines out. If you put in too many lines, it starts to get complicated looking. Okay, so we keep it pretty simple. Let's practice a few poses real quick here. So let's make this hand, we'll have this one coming in here like this. Here's the heel of the hand. That would be this part of your hand right here. Okay, we've got the thumb. So basically what we're doing is we sort of have it resting on the side here. So here's the thumb here, and then we got to throw in a few fingers here like this. Notice I keep it really loose at first, and then I start to tighten it up. Once I find where the fingers belong, I start to tighten them up. Then I'll take my pen, I'll go ahead and go in like this. And rough that in like that. Okay, and if we keep them real loose, you start to get a feel for the way that things are going. What I've done is I've gone ahead and drawn a bunch of sketches of different poses of hands. And I keep these on my desk sometimes when I'm drawing to refer back to. And I would suggest that maybe you do the same thing. It's always a good idea to have these and to work on them in your spare time. Keep them in a sketchbook or something like that. So there you have it. That's our free art lesson on drawing hands.